Hi guys! I wanted to take a minute to go over some similarities and what I like better about each different case and cover art, how the DVDs and Blu-rays were handled when they were released. I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. Okay. I'm going to start off with some similarities. This one has the rose and I'm not sure what its technical term is, but the cover that the rose is in. It is there, but it's not as much a centerpiece as in the Best Buy exclusive one. And I like both covers, but I think I like the Best Buy one best because it doesn't show off. It doesn't show off, but it conveys a message. And it makes you feel excited. It makes you feel... how do I explain this? It makes you feel happiness, sadness, excitement, just to think about the movie that they made from the original. It's very classic, and it doesn't give away too much, and it's not overcrowded. It's very simple and not overstated. But honestly, that's kind of a good move. Like I said, I love both cases, but this one definitely feels kind of crowded. But I still love it. I like that it sparkles. It has sparkle. Sparkles! Sorry, I had to say it. This one doesn't have sparkles. It doesn't have the wow factor, but it does have the beauty, which is ironic since it's called Beauty and the Beast. It has beauty to it. It has class. It has a warmth to it that makes you excited not only to think about just thinking about the movie, but to watch the movie, to own the movie. Some similarities. Obviously, the fonts are different for the titles. One thing that is the same is obviously the Disney logo, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. No one wants to hear me go on about a Disney logo. But this one, its main title has a more beautiful font. It's more classy and has a classic feel to it. This one, though, has the wow factor because it has sparkles all on it. It has, excuse me, it has it circled out and separated from all the rest of the picture, which I'm glad they didn't do it this one because it makes it feel very disconnected. And I do want to say, I still love both covers and discs and everything. I don't want this to come off like I don't like the cover, because I do, I really do. I'm just kind of telling you all the differences and what I like best. But this one makes it feel like it flows better for the steelbook, and it makes it feel like it's a part of it and doesn't want to go, wow, I'm here. You know what I mean? And I like that they made it night in the background because it gives you a very sad and solemn feeling. I mean, even though the movie's not sad itself, there are sad parts, and those are the parts I think of when I see this cover. But I also think of happiness and hope when I see it because of the rose. And it has like a frost and a snowy type background. It makes you feel happy, hopeful, but it also makes you feel sad. But I kind of like that. It makes you feel, makes you think. And I think that's very important for selling DVDs. Because if it doesn't have a good cover and you've never heard of this movie, although who hadn't heard of Beauty and the Beast? But let's say there was a movie that you hadn't heard of and you read the back of it. Seems good, but then the cover art is so important. Most people don't think about how important the cover art is because it really is. For those people who don't have internet or TV. Let's say they'd never heard of this, but they've seen the original. They're going to see this and think, well, I want to see this movie. I want to see this. You know what I mean? It's that feeling. cover art is so important. That's why I pray Disney starts bringing back some cover art to their discs, because it's so important. And it feels very blah and dull because they haven't been doing that lately, and it's kind of a disappointment. But it's not going to stop me from buying their DVDs because I love the films. And honestly, I'm not buying them because of the discs cover art. I'm buying them because I love the films, and secondly, I love the covers they put out, or I wouldn't get the exclusive ones that I like best. So, the main reason I went with this one is not only because I wasn't attached to this cover art in the first place. Honestly, I got it because my cousin recommended it, because they go up really high in price, and they can get pretty expensive. And so I went ahead and got this one. And then after looking at it and having it for a little bit, I really grew attached to it. And even though it doesn't have that wow factor, and it doesn't have the sparkles, it makes you feel. It makes you want to watch the movie. It makes you want to think about the movie and the original. And it makes you feel very sentimental just looking at this cover. Because just looking at this cover, it makes me remember the first time I saw the movie, the animated one. And that is so important for nostalgia to come in on these films. It's not only for selling tickets, but for selling DVDs and, merchandise. And this is such a beautiful, hopeful, happy story that I want people to want to buy this movie. And thankfully, I believe a great majority of everyone that saw this movie did. And that makes me very pleased. Because movies will never be any more popular than how we make them. And when I say that, I mean ticket sales, DVD sales, reviews, good reviews, positive reviews, even negative reviews have their place, because without the negative ones, we wouldn't have the positive ones, and without the positive ones, we wouldn't be where we are today with how much more effort is being put into making these remakes. And you can tell they're really trying to put in effort to make these remakes, because they get better and better each one they put out. I mean, it started with Maleficent, which was a pretty good film. Then with Cinderella, which was a wonderful film. Jungle Book, which was spectacular. And now we have Beauty and the Beast, which was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Such a great film. And I want nothing more than for these films to do so well, because I enjoy them. I want to see more. I want more of these Disney films being remade into live action films for me to continuously enjoy over and over and over again, and relive all that nostalgia and those feelings. And I think that some of the reasons that they're making them is for nostalgia, which is, like I said, very important when selling these tickets to these types of films and DVD sales. Very important. And I know they're remaking The Lion King, another great film. And Aladdin. I mean, come on, that's like a Disney person's dream. Seeing all these films remade into live action for not only themselves, but for newer generations to see and love and fall in love with the characters and renew all these stories for a younger audience so they can live on and on forever in a timeless vault of happiness and Disney fun. And that's another really important thing, is for today's audiences to also really enjoy these films, because even though the people that saw them, like myself when they were younger, the older animated ones, of course we're going to love them if we love the animated one. But it's also really important to get newer audiences in to see these, to grow that, I'm going to call it nostalgia, that gets into their soul, and they'll share with their kids, and then their kids, and their kids, and it'll go on and on and on and on. And these stories are truly timeless, and I enjoy reliving them. And it's a wonderful feeling to be able to see that they're finally treating them with such respect and not as just another cash grab, which they are, but there's so much more than that. There's so much more there than just money. And Beauty and the Beast is a very good example of that. Thank you, Bill Condon. Thank you. And also, what's his name? Favreau, Jon Favreau, I think, with Jungle Book. Thank you so much for giving us the Disney remakes we deserve. I mean, even Cinderella was good. I'm not going to say it was absolutely fantastic, but it was such a good film that resonated deeply with me. And I hope they continue to redo all these movies. And I hope they can convey the original message of the films. Anyway, I think I strayed slightly off topic. I'm sorry, guys, but if you stayed this long, thanks. Okay. Excuse me. This steelbook does have a similarity between this image right here of Belle and Beast. It is on the back. But as far as similarities, I think that's as far as it goes. I think I've already made this video too long. Sometimes I ramble about things. I'm sorry. Still gonna upload, though. So, I think that's the most important thing, though, is to convey a message to a newer audience while also giving the people that already got the message what they're looking for. You know what I mean? Like, I'd say Beauty and the Beast is don't judge a book by its cover. Which is kind of ironic since Belle likes reading books, but anyway, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge someone before you get to know them. And that's such a great message to convey to children and younger human beings or animals alike. So, that's basically all I have to say. I pretty much rambled, so I'm going to go ahead and end this. If you watch this, thanks. Sorry about the ramble, but apparently I wanted to ramble, so there we go. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you, and have a great night.